The honourable member for Deakin.
Thanks very much, Madam Speaker. I rise tonight to speak on an issue of utmost concern to all Victorians, the future of our state. This Saturday, people in Victoria will go to the polls and they'll be presented with a stark choice. On one hand, we have the strong, stable Napthine coalition government with a proven track record of delivering jobs, growth and opportunity, and the biggest modernisation plan in Victoria's history. On the other side is the rabble that is the state Labor opposition, with its legacy of delivering dud projects. Who can forget the desal plant, north-south pipeline, smart meters and myki, just to name a few, and which is led by Dan Andrews or Daniel Andrews or Andrew Daniels, who is led by his militant CFMEU mates. It's impossible to overstate what's at stake on Saturday. It's the future of my home state of Victoria. Over the past 4 years, the Napthine government has been hard at work delivering a better Victoria by strengthening the economy to create more jobs, building a world-class public transport network, ensuring that we have the 21st century schools and hospitals, and making stronger and safer communities. The Coalition has also delivered the best financial results in more than a decade, with a $2 billion surplus in 2013-14 and maintaining a AAA credit rating to ensure the economy continues to grow, attracting investment and, importantly, more jobs. The Coalition has delivered record results for on-time trains and trams and is slashing fares as a result. And they will build the long-awaited airport rail link amongst many other road and public transport projects. The Coalition's also delivered a record $15 billion for hospitals and health services and is building 24 new schools with major upgrades to many others. One of the more popular initiatives of this government has been the 1,700 protective services officers on the public transport network, importantly so people feel safe to and from work or other commitments. It's clear, therefore, that the Coalition has delivered in the last 4 years. In Melbourne's east, in my electorate of Deakin, the Coalition has started construction on the $66 million upgrade of the Ringwood train station. The notorious Mitcham and Rooks Road level crossings are now just a bad memory, with the Blackburn Road level crossing slated for an upgrade soon. And businesses and families alike are eagerly awaiting the east-west link and the reduced travel times, 7,000 new jobs and productivity boost that it will give the Victorian economy. In contrast, what does Labor have to offer? Well, we know that they don't offer the east-west link. Dan Andrews has vowed to tear up the contracts, costing Victorian taxpayers over $1 billion in compensation claims and $3 billion of lost federal funding. In my view, this reckless behaviour gives us an insight that the Labor Party in Victoria only governs for those who live in the handful of inner-city electorates that are at risk from the Greens, all at the expense of those of us who live in the outer suburbs. If Labor can't be trusted to honour a contract to build the east-west link, they just can't be trusted to manage the budget or the economy. Desal Dan, and as he's known in my parts, still thinks that the desalination plant that costs Victorian taxpayers $1.8 million a day for 27 years without providing a drop of water is a good idea. Victorians just can't afford to risk a Labor government with a Premier who's happy to have union thugs represented in his cabinet and is willing to sell out the interests of workers and taxpayers to the dictates of the CFMEU. Victorians also can't afford a Labor government that's made the reckless promises of $33 billion without any explanation to date on how that will be funded. And of course, the centrepiece of their election strategy is their promise to upgrade 50 level crossings. Well, in 3 years, the Coalition's completed 18 grade separations. How many did Labor do in 11? 8. So it will only take 70 years for the Labor Party on this track record to remove the 50-level crossings that they promise. In Labor, we outsource our democracy to the bosses of the CFMEU, but in Dan Andrews we have a state